for this solemn but celebratory moment. And everybody here remember River and John. I can tell you that a bunch of us came down here early that year, the first year that they came, and we saw this young couple there at the Lido, and it didn't look familiar, so we kind of poked them and said, "What are you guys doing here? Why are you here? What's going on?" And they said, "We're getting married, and we wanted to come to feed camp. We saw it online, and we took a chance and bought a ticket. Here we are. We don't know anybody." So we kind of immediately said, "Oh, no, you have family here now." And we immediately took them under our wing, showed them around, showed them what was going on, and we had a wedding for them. We had a little party the night before. I remember we got some of the guys to lap dance. River in her wheelchair. And she loved that. She liked that. And then we had a wedding in a place just like this. And I'll tell you, one of the most beautiful things I ever saw was when, after the wedding ceremony, they had to sign the marriage certificate, and River couldn't hold a pen. And John had to help her sign the certificate and put his hand over hers, and they signed it. It was beautiful.
Oh.
And they became family after that. And they kept coming. I remember building ramps for a wheelchair to get into a room, and putting wood down in front of the stage for her so she could see and dance. And John was so good to her and helped her in every way he could. And we really miss her. She passed away, I guess, a couple of months ago. And she fought a good fight. And we really miss her. So at this point, what we'd like to do is we have a basket of flowers here, and if people would like to come up and say something about River, a memory or anything to remember her by, and then pick a flower and throw it into the water. And even if you don't want to say anything, we invite you to come up and pick a flower, throw it into the water, have a little moment. And then we're going to have a song at the wedding. Trish wrote a song for River that these guys performed. Most of these guys performed. And so we're going to perform that song. And then after that, we're going to second line it, party it up, whoop it up, and head down the boardwalk to the beach. And we invite everybody to come along. So is there anyone that would like to say anything? Happy?
I was told I had to speak. We all did love River. She was a total inspiration. This really strong woman who had been in a wheelchair at that point, I think, 10 years. And she had met John after she was in a wheelchair and fell in love. And he was just such a wonderful guardian for her. She was ready for anything, even in the chair, including going out to Lobster Island. What was called Booty Cay for lobsters, and we put her in long people. She rode. We were scared to be in those fishing boats. And they'd get her in and load the wheelchair in, then we'd go out there, and then they'd unload the wheelchair, and a couple of guys would pick her up and put her in the chair and roll her up the sand, and we'd have lobster. It was wonderful. We did that 3 or 4 years as well. Great. And I just have to say again, she was just an inspiration to watch someone in that much trouble be that so strong, so strong. And I'll miss her forever, and I'll think of her forever, and I learned from her. That's about all I can say.
Thanks, John. Would anyone else like to come up and say anything? Laura?
She was a rock, he was an angel. Together they were fearless. I'll never forget River, and I'll never forget that day. Out of all the 8 days, that stands out. It was so great to make that wedding for them and feel love. So anyway, I think they really brought us. We were together before, and they brought us in because of life.
Thanks, Laura.
Perhaps wasn't as close to River as Colin was saying, but the thing that I really liked was the joy that they had when they went out to the beach together. They were so carefully take her into the water, the lane. She would just float. Another memory I have is seeing her actually quite cold one evening, and I lent her a pair of my leggings, and she's actually quite a lot smaller than me, and she's very polite. She was very polite up, and I could see her got help, and I got them back the next day and said they didn't really fit, but thank you anyway. And yeah, we'll miss her. She was missed.
Pete?
I'm not good with microphone, but so I want to borrow a line from Jenny Rodner. We are. This was the best wedding crash ever. And I'd like to put myself in John's shoes. I'm not really much for when plans change. And the way they handled 30 people who they never met being at their wedding was probably much better than the way I could have. And they loved each other so much. John was so great for River and vice versa. And it's nice to be together for them again. And we'll miss her, and I can see her smile forever. So, God bless you, River.
Thanks, Pete.
Well, we met River the very same time everyone else did. And, they were here to get married, and we said no. That you have family here. You're going to have a wedding, and it was a great wedding. After that, Craig and I have a son who lives in Portland, where River and John live. Or actually, they live
in Eugene.
In Eugene, or south of Portland. But every time we would visit our son, we'd make a point of visiting them as well. So I got to see her more than camp, And when we'd go to Portland, we went to a winery once, and we stayed in her home. It was perfect, because laid out for her wheelchair. When she would come here, you had to realize that it was way harder to come here, because at home she'd have her electric wheelchair, she could get around. She owned her own business. I mean, it was her business that she started from scratch. She was successful. She was on it to the end. To the point where she knew she was not going to be here much longer, and she arranged for that business to be, everything was taken care of. She didn't leave it to her family to take care of. She was super organized. She's very independent at home, but to come down here, you know, they had to bring the mechanical wheelchair, like, you know, that wheelchair to get through the sand and everything. And anyway, for me, it was really a wake up, or just a realization of what it is to be handicapped. You know, you do see, you know, like, oh, but, you know, praise, you know, oh, that could be me. And so I just, over time, I felt she was so great, because I don't think if I was in a wheelchair like that, I just don't think I would be that brave. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could travel and, you know, and trust people to carry me around that I don't even know. You know, but she was adventuresome, you know, you know, but let's go to Lobster Island and will someone carry me? And, you know, do you mind if I, you know, can you hold me while I be in the water? You know what I mean? But she didn't do it. She was still, you know, still living life to the very end, living life, and that's a lesson for all of us. You know, and I don't feel she's so gone. You know, I feel like her spirit is really, really right here. I think she's right here with us, and if we could take a part of that with us, that would be just fantastic.
Patricia?
It's very clear that she was a gift to all of us, and we were a gift to her. So we have nothing but great thanks for this incredible miracle.
Well, Kim stole a lot of my thunder. So I'll give you some feedback. But I wanted to say, the pleasure of going to see Phoenix in her home with her and John, and just seeing how she operated on a daily basis. She truly impressed me what a strong woman she is, what a smart woman she was, what a loving woman for her family she was. Oh, miss her.
I just want to add to the wedding experience. One of the biggest joys of that wedding was watching the flower girl, Stevie, come down, dance, you know, down the aisle, yeah, and just throw the little flowers out. I mean, it just brought. I just still laugh every time. And I just wonder what River and John were really thinking when all these nutsos just, you know, came together and pulled all this off for them. But I mean, what an experience! What an experience! And I am not a songwriter at all. And when the day I met them and heard that they were going to get married, this wave of, I wouldn't say it's inspiration. I was compelled to, it was like I had a message. I had to write down, and then I had to get the courage up to work with Gary, with my husband, who's very hard to work with for me, and write the song, and then ask River if I would be okay if I sang it at her wedding. She's like, who are you? And they were so gracious. Like, sure, you know. So, you know, it was terrifying for me, but I felt like this is something I really, really wanted to do. But what a beautiful day. What a beautiful day. What a beautiful couple. And just watching, I watched John a lot, and how he always stepped up to the plate. And since then, I've learned so much about how hard it is for a caregiver, you know, especially a long-term caregiver, and how brave they really have to be. For him, he was husband, he was best friend, and he was caregiver. And how do you separate the boundaries without getting your feelings hurt or being so tired, but still standing up to do the task and help out and, you know, consider her feelings? And it's just really, really so complicated. And I'm so glad that we were able to all share in that really special day that sent their marriage into, I think, a really good place. So.
Thanks, Trish. Is there anyone else?
speak on behalf of the Oregonians. I met River at a Portland Beat concert right after I lost my husband, and we were always going to come to this, and we never did. You know how that goes. She reamed me up one side and down the other. She said, "You get there. You need to get there." So if I'm by myself, she said, and this gets back to your wedding, she says, "You just get there, and by the end of the day, you've got 300 friends." And she did not let go, and that's how I got here. And she loved you guys. She always said, "I got married there." So I just want you to know you were as important to her as she was to you guys.
Thanks. Is there anyone else? Okay. Well, at this point, we're going to tune up.
Can I have a seat in front of you?
Okay. Folks, if you didn't know, we also got a map of Jamaica, a nice poster-sized map, and we're asking everyone to sign it, and we're going to send it to John. And it's where the ping pong tables are, and on the bulletin boards there. And it'll be there for a while, so just stop by anytime and say hi and jot something down. That'd be great.
Check, check. Oh, we're feeding back a little bit. What can we do about that? Check 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's better? Okay.
Thanks very much. So at this point, we're gonna pass the flowers around, and we're gonna do a little instrumental. It'll take a couple more minutes, and people can throw some flowers in the water and have a last thought, and then we'll wrap it up and
Party on down.
walk down.
There we go. I got it.